This is Sylvia Browne, and I'm checking out DATZHOTT.com.
How does the process of reincarnation work, and do people choose their path before they are born? Can you tell me about that in some of your research?
Yeah, we do. We choose every lifetime. The reason for reincarnation, because I've researched and studied it for years, at least 60 years, is that you get a chance each time to come back and correct whatever you need to correct or learn for God. Wouldn't it be horrible if you and I just had one chance to be, let's say, crazy or thrown out on the street with nothing and live like that? You know, I mean, everybody gets a chance.
Can you tell me about some of the past lives of Michael Jackson and how reincarnation influenced who he became as a celebrity?
Well, you know what's so strange about that when I was doing that was that the fact that Michael Jackson, in almost so many of his life, he didn't live past the age of 13 or 14. Well, guess what? In his life he came in, and that explains why he had such a intensity for young boys. It wasn't because he was a pedophile. It's just that he never grew up. He almost had like a Peter Pan syndrome. So I don't think he ever matured. In other words, he knew what it was like to live to be older. So it was so, we call it so memory, that we're able to, access these phobias or illnesses or whatever, that's fine.
And also, I was curious, has Michael Jackson reincarnated since his death, or if so, what has he reincarnated as?
They don't reincarnate that fast.
Okay.
Sometimes we wait hundreds of years before it came on.
Okay. And also, like, when people do reincarnate, how do they, pick their path, or how do they choose?
Well, on the other side, or heaven, or whatever you want to call it, we choose our life. See, we have it all spread out in front of us like chapters in a book, and so whatever we miss in life, we can come back and do in another life.
And there's one excerpt that I read from your that I read about your book, is that Amy Winehouse reincarnated so many times just to try and learn the value of self-worth.
34 times. Yeah, she wanted to learn self-worth. She never did accomplish it, so I think she's coming back. I don't know exactly what year. I think it's something like 216, if I remember right. You got to remember that even though this book just came out, I wrote it 2 years ago.
Okay, and also too, I read in this same excerpt that she needs to reincarnate 2 more times to get to learn.
Get her self-worth, yeah.
Okay, and also another interesting excerpt that I read is about Steve Jobs and how he, and also how did his past life influence who he became, or who was he in his past life?
I mean, Galileo, he was just a scientist. In those days they actually put him in prison because of the way he said the world was constructed, and the church was so mad at him, they said it was heresy, and they put him in jail. But then eventually they found out he was right. So that compensity for being a scientist leaked right over to this life.
Okay. And also, I got a question about, tell me about the past life of Kurt Cobain and how did it influence his career as a celebrity?
Kurt Cobain had a past life in Nebraska, and he had a mother and a father, and then his father killed the mother and accidentally shot him in the stomach, which is interesting too, because it gives you another insight into his illnesses. Because no matter what doctor he went to, they could never decide what was wrong with his stomach. And in this life, he suffered terribly with his stomach.
Okay. And also, I guess people always been talking about this for years, just outside, what people say about religion or anything, just what can people do spiritually to better prepare themselves for reincarnation or journey on the other side?
Well, I think regardless of reincarnation, I think we should live every day to God. in our Lord. We should be conscious to live by how our Lord told us to live and the ways that God told us. I mean, I don't think it's that hard to be Christian, except just to from God and be good.
Okay. And I guess this is a broad question, but what are your latest predictions for 2013?
Well, I know one thing, the recession is over, which is a really big thing for everybody. I don't think we're going to see the effects of it trickle down for at least another year, but thank God it's over with, because now they're rehiring and construction people are going back to work and houses are able to be bought. And we're not going to see these foreclosures, which were illegal anyway.
DATZHOTT.com, the coolest and hottest website.